About 18 years back, when I joined my first corporate job with an OEM, my predecessor handed me over with a box file. This box file was nothing but an MIS with all the possible details about 500 odd litigation matters that he could trace across the offices spread across the country. He said, "This is your baby from now on." And I'm not sure if this is the complete list of pending litigations, but this is all I could gather. Along with this box file, he also handed me over with another box file which contained nothing but pending invoices of a law firm which apparently was handling litigations for the company on pan India basis. So the first 2 months of my first corporate job, so to say, gave me a great insight into and experience on do's and don'ts about handling litigation in house for a large corporation which has pan India litigation and pan India presence and potential litigations that can be filed against it or which it wants to file against certain parties pan India basis. Hello, everyone. My name is Amol Apte, and you are listening to the Lex Prudence podcast Automotive Industry Series. We have so far covered topics like dealership agreements, FARA's MDA, product warranties, contract labor, etc. And if you haven't had a chance to listen to the previous episodes, then please go to the podcast channel and give it a try. I'm sure it will set the right context for you to ease into this episode that we are going to now start with. So, we are going to talk about litigation and more on what processes to follow to make sure that your portfolio is managed to your satisfaction, especially if you are a small team or a single person team like I was. Also, I'm not going to talk about technical aspects of litigation at all because it differs from case to case and it differs, the processes differ from court to court. Therefore, those technical aspects I'm not going to talk about. But what I'm going to talk about here is about few things that you can do as an in-house counsel to have a better control over your litigation matters. So this podcast episode is basically tips and tricks to set up processes for your litigation function. Let's jump straight into it and see what all, in my opinion, is a must to have better control over your litigation portfolio. Now, I also want to mention that there are some great off-the-shelf tools available in the market these days, which can be used to maintain your litigation MIs, generate reports, throw alerts, and whatnot. But we'll try and discuss those products at some other later stage. Today, it's not the occasion for me to discuss the products in specific, but certain areas where I feel that you need to set the processes and what those processes could be is what we are going to discuss in the episodes relating to litigation in this automotive series on Lex Prudence podcast. So let's see what is that list. And again, it's a suggestive list of things. I am not saying or claiming that it is a comprehensive, exhaustive list that I'm suggesting, but it is certain important areas where you need to sort out your processes to make sure that you are in better control over your portfolio. Now, that list starts with first and the foremost thing is your MIS. You need to sort out your management information system, which provides you details of all the pending cases, your lawyers, which states these cases are pending in, what stages are going to come up, what are the next states, who all are handling the matters, blah, blah. This MIS will also be able to generate, if it is maintained properly, will also be able to generate certain alerts for you and therefore will give you a better control of your uh, portfolio. I will discuss in detail about all these points, but in brief, I'm telling what all we will discuss. The second thing is obviously panel of lawyers. If you have a large portfolio of matters and there are certain matters which are repetitive in nature, you don't want to struggle finding a lawyer every time a new matter comes up. And therefore, having a panel of lawyers sorted is another important thing that you need to do. The third thing is standard templates. I'm not a large or a big proponent of standard templates, but if you have matters which are repetitive in nature, and similar or same in nature, then it helps to have better control if you have certain standard templates available. Certain affidavits are obviously repetitive in nature, and therefore it doesn't make any sense for your in-house team to spend too much of a time. And therefore, create those templates to be used on and on. The fourth is obviously the logistical support. You need all the support on printing processes. You need to have the court rules and the ready reckoners, which you can use to create proper templates and print proper, uh, uh, take proper printouts, etc., etc. You need dispatch systems sorted out. You need notary and affidavits things sorted out. So those are the things which you need in the logistical support. We'll discuss in detail at a later stage again, as I said. The fifth thing is review schedules. These review schedules that I'm going to talk about are going to be your internal review schedules and not the external ones. So, things like whether you are meeting your internal turnaround times, whether your team is delivering things on time or no, that review schedule is something that as a manager you need to sort out so that there are no surprises. The sixth is your dashboards. It always helps to have an MIS, but as a manager or as a team leader, you may not always be able to go through the entire MIS, and therefore it helps to create certain dashboards which come to you on a regular basis, maybe on a daily, weekly, monthly kind of a basis, which gives you a snapshot of where all critical matters stand. So that's something that you need to sort out as an in house litigation manager. The seventh thing is panel review. The panel review is not something that is very popular practice in India, but it is nothing but reviewing your panel of lawyers on a regular basis their deliverables and the actual delivered things and the fee structures also. So that's something that you need to sort out. Eighth is obviously the tools. What sort of tools that you need, not the specific products, as I said before, but what sort of tools you need to make sure that your certain things like MIS, etc., are sorted out. Now, all of these will definitely help improve the way litigation are tracked, managed, and handled within your organization, but they'll give, if properly implemented, that is, you a better control and confidence over all your matters that are pending out there. All of these have been personally experienced by me over a period of almost 2 decades. And so you can trust me as an in house counsel. You will need most of these to make sure that your function runs smoothly and there are no surprises. We will discuss each one of these in detail in our next episode. So do listen to the same next Friday. I hope today's discussions were useful for you and gave you an insight on what's coming up in the next episode. Feel free to reach out to me in case you need to discuss something in detail or want to speak on any other relevant legal issues around OEMs or any other industries, and I will be glad to engage and discuss. If you like the content that I'm creating for this podcast, do let me know that also. You may also write to me to suggest the legal subjects that you would like to listen to, and I will try my level best to bring those subjects to you. We'll meet you again with the second episode of this topic on the Friday, coming Friday, that is. Till then, please take care and namaskar.